Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest of the evening in the Anderson Brothers Classic Tag Team Tournament is scheduled for one fall. First round action, 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, Preacher X presents, from parts unknown, weight unknown, the team of Thunderfoot 1 and 2. And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents, they weighed in at a total combined wrestling weight of 440 pounds from Marietta, Georgia. This is Brad Armstrong and Bullet Bob Armstrong.
Back to tag team action here. The Anderson Brothers Memorial Cup. Preacher X, I've never heard of this guy, but evidently this must be a diabolical individual. He's brought in Thunderfoot number 1 and number 2, who must be a I'm just not certain. It doesn't look like the usual Thunderfoot number 2, but nonetheless, it may very well be. I'm kind of puzzled, probably because they're not wearing the same outfit here. All right, we got Thunderfoot number 1 and the Bullet, Bob Armstrong, along with Brad Armstrong on the outside. Thunderfoot missing a shot. Bullet unloads with Thunderfoot, cleaning house. Full of energy. Bullet still looks just as great as ever. This man has had a career that spanned for Jim Crockett Promotions briefly, Georgia Championship Wrestling, Southeastern Championship Wrestling, Continental USA, the Gulf Coast. Still active today, just as strong as he ever was. Indeed, a legendary competitor. Brad Armstrong coming in. Winding them up. Double chop. Almost, not enough. Brad Armstrong looks in great physical shape. Fancy had a bad almost career-ending knee injury, but he's got it braced up real good. Brad's still moving around real well in there. Thunderfoot number 1 and Brad Armstrong pairing off. We got a headlock. I will say on record this, other than the superstars, the Armstrongs in my book are probably very heavily favored to win this whole thing.
You know, Dan, I think you're probably right when you look down the roster of the teams and the accomplishments of not only the team itself, but the individuals. You have to look very heavily toward the Armstrongs.
All right, and Brad has his man in a headlock, but rolled up briefly. Like I said earlier, I don't know anything about this Preacher X. This guy's got to be a dangerous individual out there lurking outside.
He looks pretty ominous. Diabolical, if you will.
Brad Armstrong maintaining the headlock. Thunderfoot tries to get the pin. Can't get it. The Bullet on the outside, watching on. Got a tag from Brad to the Bullet. Big chop, sends his man down. Got a tag. This version of Thunderfoot number 2 hesitant to come in the ring.
Well, the Bullet looks in great shape, Dan.
I'll tell you what, this guy has a martial arts ability. Never has been a high flyer, but one thing you got to watch out for with the Bullet is that sleeper hold.
Yeah, you know, and he served in the Marine Corps, so he's definitely a tough individual. Of course, he's been around the area for years and years and years.
Come on, boy.
Last known competition, recognizable competition, I think, was in the Smoky Mountain area, Dan?
That's correct. But since that time, he's never really left wrestling. He's been a mainstay in the independents. Right now, he's been worked over.
Yeah, Jamie Tucker being distracted by Brad Armstrong.
Preacher X interference. from the outside. I think he was holding the Bullet's tights. The Bullet in bad shape here. Snap Barons out of the corner. Got a chin lock. By the way, Bob Armstrong competed in this area a lot with Brad in the mid-'80s, but throughout the rest of the areas, a lot of the times when the going got tough, Bob Armstrong put on this blue mask, called himself the Bullet, and you could guarantee sometimes he'd have a 2x4, a baseball bat, whatever, and he'd clear up a mess in a hurry.
What a transformation would take place when he put that mask on, Dan.
Almost kind of like a Bruce Wayne Batman sort of situation.
You're right. Boy, Brad coming in, really laying the forearms on Thunderfoot number 2 here. Thunderfoot number 2 with a little different look tonight.
Yeah, I questioned if it's the same man, but I don't know. I can't tell.
Look at this. Classic maneuver.
Russian leg sweep. That'll do it. A little over 5 minutes. The Armstrongs get the Duke.
Ladies and gentlemen, your